I literally just recorded an entire video, but my fan was on, and that's gonna throw off the entire audio, so I have to re-record this, but... I don't script my videos. I don't know what I'm gonna say in this. I don't know what I said previously, to be honest, but I do know the sentiment, and that sentiment is, today sucked to be a Vegas Golden Knight fan for multiple reasons. One, our team definitely is worse than it was last season, as of right now. Two, we had to say goodbye to some staples of this franchise, and I don't even know how to begin to process that. The closer that we got to July 1st, happy Canada Day, the more I lost hope that we were going to be able to re-sign Jonathan Marchessault. I don't know what it was. They both kept saying that both sides wanted to get a deal done, but there's conflicting reports now. And Pierre LeBrun last night reported that Marchessault was going to go to free agency. And I read that and could not sleep. My mind just was racing, and I was upset and sad, and not in a way where I was mad at the Vegas front office, because there's like, all of this is happening behind closed doors. We have no idea what was happening in those discussions between the contracts. I was not ever gonna be mad if we weren't able to re-sign Jonathan Marchessault, even if we were to somehow land Steven Stamkos. I was gonna think I have to trade my Vasilevsky reverse retro for a Stamkos reverse retro, which should be a lot easier because he's no longer gonna be a Lightning, right? But Jonathan Marchessault, an original misfit, the heart and soul of this team, the Jonathan Marchessault winner, just the embodiment of what it meant to be a Vegas Golden Knight, is no longer a Vegas Golden Knight. He's a Nashville Predator. The only other player that we've traded that I cried over was Fleury, and I'm feeling it now. Probably not going, it's sad. He signed a 5-year, $5.5 million average annual value contract with the Nashville Predators. And that is a really weird contract because the AAV is low for Jonathan Marchessault and his services. However, the term of 5 years is a lot. He's gonna turn 34, and so that contract will take him until he's 39. Most of the oldies in the NHL are defensemen and goalies for a reason. That scoring touch, once it's not there for forwards, their game becomes a lot less effective. Those last 2 years of that contract, which according to Kelly McCrimmon was the deal breaker. But Tyler, why don't we just do the 5-year deal and then have him on the LTIR for the last 2 years, planning on him not playing for us? Well, Frank Saravalli tweeted this out a couple of days ago in context to the Leafs signing Chris Tanev, which they automatically signed him for a 6-year contract until he's 40. He's a defenseman though, and that kind of makes, okay. Where the NHL would crack down on that specific type of contract. It definitely breaches the CBA and you know, all this jazz. And there was the Steve Dangle podcast talking about how good luck league trying to enforce the rules because it's always against the Leafs. No, I think this would have been enforced on anyone signing that deal. If Vegas Golden Knights signed Jonathan Marchessault to that deal, LTIR'd his contract for the last 2 years, they would have definitely been hit with the penalty, even though if there wouldn't have been like actual evidence of that being the plan, because nobody signs those types of like, hey, if it works out for Nashville, great. And if they win a cup in the next year, which honestly at this point looks kind of likely, good for them. Speaking of Nashville, Steven Stamkos signed with Nashville. So hey, teammates reunited from his 1 year with Tampa Bay. Marchessault and Stamkos, apparently they phoned each other and were like, hey, we doing this? Yeah, we're doing this, which good for them. Oh, the knife is twisting ever so much more. I gotta get through this faster. Jonathan Marchessault, Stamkos and Brady Shea are all the Nashville, so that's incredible. They have like $12 million in dead cap space between the buyouts of Duchesne and Turris, and then retained salary on, like, it's ridiculous. And Nashville in general seems like they're going to be fun. And they're a 5-hour drive from me. That Stanley Cup championship parade would be lit. I would literally have to get a Vegas Golden Knight Marchessault jersey just for that one day. I would stand out in the crowd. According to Jonathan Marchessault, the Golden Knights did not offer him a deal that would have helped him stay. According to Kelly McCrimmon, he completely disagreed and just chalked that up to Marchessault being a fiery guy. I don't know, man. That's weird. This sucks. And I want to tell you that, like, I don't know, we're fans of the team, right? And we are told to love these players and to cherish them, and we grow attached to them, and that's natural. And then when they leave, that's really easily understandable to be upset, to be sad, to be even angry at the front office, which you can be a fan however you want. And just, that's a fanatic of a team, like, is a fanatic. You can react however you want. My take on this, as well as for everyone else that we've lost to free agency today, is going to be that I trust the process because, hey, Kelly McCrimmon won us a cup within 6 years, in the 6th year of our franchise's existence, when teams have been chasing it their entire time being existing, or within the last time they're the double-digit teams in the league. Like, it just, the Florida Panthers won their first after 30 years this like a week ago. Because they're Stanley Cup champions, their price went up. Like, it's just a thing. And part of the thing that Kelly McCrimmon said that I really resonated with was that we had guys outperform their contracts, which meant they needed raises that we could not give out. Speaking of that specific thing, Chandler Stephenson, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, 7-year deal at $6.25 million per year. Is insane to me. I hope, I want nothing but the best for all of these players, and I'm gonna go through a list real quick, but I don't know how likely it is that he lives up to that contract. A second line center is getting $6 million, makes sense. Seriously, good luck to that dude. There was no way Vegas was gonna be able to do that with him, and so, hey, happy for Stevie. He's very, unselfish to a fault. And it does not drive play as well and relied a lot on his line. It's just one of those things where I hope Seattle fans don't hate him for underperforming on his contract, because I love the dude. And I hope him and the rest of these guys nothing but success, except for when they play against us, obviously. Another OG misfit, William Carrier, signed a 6-year, $2 million per with the Carolina Hurricanes, which immediately what my Carolina Hurricanes jersey is gonna be. I love that dude. I love that contract for him. That's really, really cool. Makes sense to me why Vegas didn't do that a little bit. But also, I'm gonna miss William Carrier. And that brings us down to 3 original misfits. William Karlsson, looking around at all the other forwards
you're all alone.
Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore, who we might be losing to a trade tomorrow if that ends up happening with a certain Toronto Maple Leaf. He only has 1 year left on his deal, and he's probably gonna make more than $5.2 million. So other UFAs from the Vegas Golden Knights, Alec Martinez signed a 1-year deal with Blackhawks for $4 million. Hey, good on you, dude. He's a shot blocking machine, warrior. Every time that I block a shot for the rest of my life, whenever I play hockey, I will automatically think of Alec Martinez and channeling that dude, because he's the definition of warrior. 3-time Stanley Cup champion too. Anthony Mantha, who was only with us for a short time, but still, hey, nothing but the best to that guy, signed a 1-year, $3.5 million contract with Calgary. Cool. He's gonna be heavily relied upon because Calgary keeps getting rid of a lot of their good players. Michael Amadio signed with the Ottawa Senators, a 3-year, $2.6 million contract. Good for him. That is a little rich, in my opinion, for Michael Amadio. I hope he lives up to that. I hope he surpasses that. Ottawa, great. Good for you guys. Marchessault, Martinez, Mantha, Carrier, Amadio, Stephenson, Thompson, and Cotter in the last 2 days. 8 players from our lineup that are just poof, gone. You doing okay there, guys? Even Vegas fans that aren't casuals, that follow this team tooth and bone, will show up next season and just be like, "Who are you people?" That's great and all. Who did Vegas get? I'm still waiting. Kelly McCrimmon said that he's done, and these are the moves that he made. He signed Zach Aston-Reese to a 2-way deal worth league minimum, so he's probably going to be in the AHL with Henderson this year. I know him from his days as a Maple Leaf. He also played with the Red Wings and the Penguins. Just 310 NHL games, which is that's quite a bit. Tanner Lazinski, I had no idea who this guy is. He's played 38 games. He was a 6th round pick in 2016 for the Philadelphia Flyers, has been with them the entire time. Played last year in the AHL, got like 44 points in 49 games for them. Cool, it's a 2-year deal worth league min, and league min contract's great. I didn't even see Reese Johnson sign with us. He's a 25-year-old undrafted player who played with the Blackhawks in the last 4 years. This one was announced like 8 hours ago, and the details weren't released until like 1 hour ago. Our backup goalie is going to be Ilya Samsonov, who is a very contrasting figure. Am I using that word properly? I don't think so. He was a main reason the Toronto Maple Leafs won their playoff series against the Tampa Bay Lightning 2 years ago. For the first time in 20 years, they made it out of the first round. Last year was arguably one of the main reasons they lost against the Boston Bruins in 7. And he just is one of those polarizing figures that from what I can tell watching Steve Dangle and his podcast, like, I don't get it. Quite frankly, sounds like Adin Hill after his injury last year, which hopefully Adin Hill is just, stalwart. Number one, is able to play really well. He hasn't played a full season as a starter yet, which is concerning. And Ilya Samsonov kind of has, and so, having him as the backup or tandem is good. Akira Schmid has not been signed. He's still an RFA with us. We didn't qualify him, but he signs are pointing towards him still signing with us to be our third and starter in Henderson. And then the big deals that we actually did sign, other than Samsonov, would be the RFAs that we signed: Pavel Dorofeev and Caden Korczak. Dorofiev's contract is 2 years, so is Korczak's, but Dorofiev's is $1.835 million per year, not bad. And then Caden Korczak's is only $825,000 per year for the next 2 years. Really, really solid deals for these guys. And they, according to Kelly McCrimmon, are going to be mainstays, everyday NHLers next season for the Vegas Golden Knights. And so hopefully they're able to shine like I know that they can. They are going to still be RFAs after these next 2 years, so we'll have their rights and be able to negotiate if they're able to perform really well, which I hope they do, because, hey, Vegas Golden Knights, yeah. And that's really it. Like, the main additions that we made was Alexander Holtz from the trade with New Jersey. And that, to me, means the team right now, as currently constructed, is worse than it was last year. We are banking on Mark Stone being healthy this year, which will make a ton of a difference. However, he's been injured legitimately the last 3 seasons. And so, we have extremely talented players. Eichel, Hanifin, Barbashev, Waugh, Stone when healthy, Carlson, Theodore, McNabb is a shot blocking machine. But at the same time, we were an 8th seed in the Western Conference. Other teams in the Western Conference got stronger, including mostly those above us, but Chicago got stronger, Seattle got stronger, Nashville definitely got stronger, Edmonton, believe it or not, got stronger. I have no idea how they pulled that off. LA got better by subtracting Dubois from their cap roll. I legitimately don't know what's going to happen this next year, and it's largely going to be dependent on injuries, which is the same every year. But if you want to be a cup contending team like Vegas does year after year, you kind of don't want that to be the case, right? This video is way longer than it should be. We don't even know what the full picture is. We've been told that we do, but I thought we were gonna land Jeff Skinner. Nope. Tarasenko's still out there. Vegas, as of right now, after signing those RFA deals, we have like $7 million with Robin Leonard's contract still on LTIR, which, hey, maybe he returns. Who knows at this point? With 13 forwards, 8 defensemen, and 2 goalies, and no one other than Leonard on injured at all, we'll have about $1.6 million in cap space, which that's new. The last time I remember Vegas having cap space without needing LTIR was our inaugural season. I don't know the new feeling, and I don't know what the plan is moving forward. It's really hard to see how we're a better team than we were last year, how we expect to improve, how we expect to win. But I trust the process. I trust Kelly McCrimmon. In the words of Coach Herb Brooks, as played by Kurt Russell,
when you pull on that jersey, you represent yourself and your teammates. And a name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
This sucks, man. It is a new chapter in the stage of the Vegas Golden Knights. and for me, imply that except for when they play us, to all of these future sentences. But I'm going to root for Jonathan Marchessault in Nashville, Chandler Stephenson in Seattle, William Carrier on the Canes. The process of Kelly McCrimmon has won us a Stanley Cup in 6 years of our franchise's existence. I'm going to continue to trust that process while cheering for the friends we've made along the way, cheering for the new faces that will join our ranks. And it should be a really interesting watch to see what happens with the Vegas Golden Knights from here. But that's going to be it for today's Nightly Review. A great farewell to the Stanley Cup champions that left us today, and good luck in their future endeavors, and have a good night.